Today we're going to be talking about how to use Google and YouTube to diagnose your tech issues. Should be a pretty straightforward topic. So the content of this webinar, we're going to go through a quick introduction on how to use Google effectively, as well as leveraging YouTube for tech solutions. I'm going to show you 2 examples of how to use them. And the last part we're going to discuss is some common issues and how to avoid them. So essentially, we gotta be our own teachers. In today's digital age, we do have the ability to self-diagnose and resolve a lot of the tech issues. And I also think it's a very useful skill to have. So beyond from Google and YouTube, we have other sites that can help us solve these issues. So essentially, as you know, Google allows us to quickly search for solutions, and then YouTube offers a nice visual aspect of a step-to-step guides to troubleshoot and fix problems as well. And it can be from anything from software, hardware issues, to even just your daily issues that you might face. And all right, so how can we use Google effectively? So essentially, to use it effectively, we want to input a specific keywords or relevant words. So these are phrases that precisely describe the problem that you're having. So in the past, I actually thought that, the more specific I was, the less likely I would be to find an answer, but that actually was proved not true. So whenever I have issues, what you want to do is you want to input, let's say if my iPhone is having issues, I'll put iPhone 14, even if I know whatever model the software is, I'll even put that in, and I'll put cannot rotate screen. So the more specific I am, the more likely I am to actually find a result faster. So always make sure that if you know the model or the phone or laptop or whatever it is that you have issues with, then put it into the search bar. So here at the bottom, I have an example. So suppose you're having a problem where your laptop's Wi-Fi keeps disconnecting. So instead of a general search like Wi-Fi laptop problem, you could always be more specific and input laptop Wi-Fi disconnects frequently, Windows 10 fix. So that targets the exact issue. Another thing to note when you use Google is looking at what website it is, because there are some blogs that are not as helpful. So I'll always take a look at who posted these answers, and also I would recommend just looking at more than one source. So when it comes to YouTube, you can just Google it, and then at the end put YouTube. So you put the issue first. Let's say iPhone 14 screen locked in place, YouTube, and then it will show you a YouTube link, and it will also show you other like pages where you can look for solutions. So the nice thing about YouTube is like I mentioned, it's that it provides you with the visual guide, so it allows you to follow step by step and gives you unlimited time to resolve your issue, in the sense that you can always rewind back and watch the same step over and over again. And some people are visual learners, so this can help, especially with more complex tasks. I definitely have used YouTube for a lot of the things that I do. So let's say sometimes I need to replace one of my keyboards. I've never done that before, so be very specific about what type of computer I use, and then I just input that into YouTube. So this is one example of solving a real world problem using Google. So in this scenario, you're having a problem where you cannot turn the screen horizontally. Your screen is locked in vertically. So the step essentially is, first, understand what the issue is. In this case, will be the screen not rotating. Then you open Google on whatever device you're using. On the search bar, you put in your device and the issue, which is in this case, iPhone 14 not rotating, screen locked. And then lastly, you can see that we have videos and sites related to this problem as shown here at the bottom. So the first one will be from Apple Support, which is the most reputable source in this case, because it's a manufacturer. And then you also have a video there if you want to do step by step. So the second example is how to use YouTube. So it's going to be the same scenario of your phone not rotating. And like we mentioned, the steps is first, understand what the issue is, which is in this case, the screen is not rotating. Then you go to open YouTube on your device. And then on the search bar, you want to be specific and put in iPhone 14 not rotating, screen locked. And then you can see multiple videos from different users that are related to the problem here. I usually recommend the short videos, just because I feel like, you don't need a 7-minute video. to tell you how to, rotate your phone. And I feel like a lot of those videos tend to confuse me more than actually fix the issue. But some people like that longer intro just because sometimes they go into more depth of explaining why that issue might be happening, where sometimes I just want a quick fix. And that's good for me. And then some common issues and how to avoid them. So a lot of the common issues we have when you're looking, when you're using online resources to find an answer is that they can be misleading information. They can be applying solutions that don't match your exact problem. So that's why you always want to check the credibility of the source, the other comments, and like I mentioned, you want to look at multiple sources rather than just one. I've actually had that happen. When I looked at a forum and it was like outdated advice. It was like from 18 years ago. I was like, oh, no wonder why it didn't work. It was 18 years ago. So probably everything changed. And then there are other common issues, like it can be oversimplifying how to resolve the issue, because it assumes that we all know what those words means or the process to solve them. So it can be very simple, whereas to me, it can be, a very complex step. So you always want to ensure that you want to be specific with your keywords, specific with what issue it is that you're having, and then always look at when those responses or the post was published. You don't want to look at something that was more than 5 or 10 years ago, perhaps. And essentially, you just want to ensure that you're specific and you match the problem to whatever website it is that you're opening. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for listening. If you'd like to learn this lesson, you can go to the website or you can call the number on the screen. And then we also have our weekly tech drop-ins from 2 to 3 p.m. on Thursdays.